Good evening. And welcome to this Maundy Thursday Living Last Supper presented here to you this evening by St. Paul Lutheran Church and the Table of Los Fresnos. We're glad that you've come out here this evening to join us for this night of remembrance. Actually, that word Maundy means to remember or mandate. And in doing what Jesus does on this night, we see some of the beautiful acts of love and service that he gives to us. I encourage you at this moment, if you haven't yet, please turn off your phone or make sure it's on complete silence during this time. This service is being live streamed. That took us a little bit while getting started tonight. Live stream wasn't working. Technology. Jesus didn't have to deal with that. He was really smart coming 2,000 years ago before all of that. But we're grateful that others are able to join us from around the world this evening to tune in and to watch and to be a part of what's happening here this evening. So please do make your phones are off. We thank all of our cast, those you'll see on the stage and those who work behind the scenes to bring this to you each year. And it's a blessing, and we hope it's a blessing to do it, and it's a blessing to be a part of it and to have you here as well. So as we gather on this Maundy, it's Thursday, we are remembering a pivotal point of faith for Jesus' disciples. The 12 didn't know that this would be their last supper together, but Jesus did. The 12 knew all about the Passover feast given to them to remember the Exodus on the night that lambs and goats were slaughtered. They were to eat quickly. The 12 didn't know that this ordinary festival meal would soon become a means of grace, that they would be the ones to take it out into the whole world in the weeks, the months, and the years to come, or that those who communed would go on to commune the next generation and the next and the next. For 2,000 years, a sacred ritual that has never stopped carrying out within it the supernatural power of God right up to this moment, this night, right here in Harlingen, where each one of us is invited into the never-ending story, the story of a crust of bread and a sip of wine, mysteriously distributes the real presence of Christ and the forgiveness to us sinners. And a simple supper brings salvation to us all. On this night, we gather to remember in an upper room to witness a remarkable transformation. We see tired and dirty feet washed and cleaned and refreshed. We see ordinary bread and ordinary wine used by Christ for something profound. We see a close friend turn from a disciple to a betrayer. And we see souls stained with sin become forgiven by God. On this night, we too, as we end our time together, will partake in that transforming power that Jesus gave us through his body and blood given for us. We read from the Gospel of Luke, the 22nd chapter. Then came the day of unleavened bread on which the Passover lamb had to be sacrificed. So Jesus sent Peter and John, saying, "Go and prepare the Passover for us, so that we may eat it." And they said to him, "Where will you have us prepare it?" And he said to them, "Behold, when you have entered the city, a man carrying a jar of water will meet you. Follow him into the house that he enters, and tell the master of the house, the teacher says to you, 'Where is the guest room, that I may eat the Passover with my disciples?' And he will show you a large upper room furnished there. Prepare it there." And they prepared the Passover. And when the hour came, he reclined at the table, and the apostles with him. And Jesus said to them,
"I have earnestly desired to eat this Passover feast with you before I suffer. For I tell you, I will not eat it again until it is fulfilled in my Father's kingdom. But truly I tell you, one of you will betray me."
What's he talking about?
Lord, would you wash my feet?
What I am doing now you do not understand, but afterwards you will understand.
Lord, you will never wash my feet.
Peter, if I don't wash you, you have no place with me.
Well, then not my feet only, but my hands and my head as well.
One who is bathed is clean, except for his feet. And Peter, you are clean, but not all of you. Do you understand what I have done to you? You call me Lord and teacher, and you are right to do so, for I am. So if I, your Lord and teacher, have washed your feet, you too should wash each other's feet. But truly I tell you, one of you will betray me.
My name is Nathaniel, although I am sometimes called Bartholomew. Like many of the others, I am a fisherman. It was my friend Philip that came to me and said, "We have found him whom Moses in the law and the prophet wrote, Jesus of Nazareth, the son of Joseph." I'll never forget the question I put to Philip that day. Can anything good come out of Nazareth? I said it not in scorn, but the town was such a little insignificant place that those of us familiar with her lanes and alleys wondered why God would place his anointed within her midst. However, Philip simply replied, "Come and see." When I saw Jesus, he said, "Behold, an Israelite with whom there's no guile." "How do you know me?" I asked. He answered, "Before Philip called you, when you were under the fig tree, I saw you. It was then that I confessed my faith. Rabbi, you're the Son of God, the King of Israel. Since that time, I have followed him as a disciple and chosen apostle. And now, as we institute a new ceremony to take the place of the Passover, he tells us one of us is to betray him? How can that be? How can there be a traitor numbered amongst his closest friends? I can't help but ask myself, is it I? Is it I?
My name is Levi, but you know me as Matthew, the tax collector. Because of my profession, I have never known friendship or love. And then one day, a shadow fell across my collecting table, and I looked up into the face of the master. I saw in those eyes a compassion I'd never seen in any man. And trust me, I've looked into the eyes of many men as they paid their due to the government. Follow me was all that Jesus said. I left my table and my life as a tax collector behind and followed him. It was the best bargain of my life. I've studied our scriptures closely and am now convinced that Jesus is the fulfillment of every prophecy about the coming Messiah, God's anointed. Jesus has shown me the way, the truth, and the life. And even as